Biology 2401, Muscles in Action. This is Angelina College. Muscles of facial expressions. Buccinator, which compresses the cheeks. Epicranius frontalis, raises the eyebrows, wrinkles the forehead. Epicranius occipitalis, also raises the eyebrows and wrinkles the forehead. Orbicularis oculi, closes the eyes tightly. Orbicularis oris, closes and puckers the lips. Zygomaticus major, raises the corners of the mouth as in smiling. Muscles of mastication. Masseter, closes the jaw, elevates the mandible. Temporalis, also closes the jaw and elevates the mandible. Moving on to muscles which move the head. Sternocleidoid mastoid, one side contracting, turns the head to the opposite side. Both sides contracting, flex the head, pulls the head to the chest and raises the sternum. Platysma, not on the drawing there, but it's over the neck, and it draws the angles of the mouth downward.
Now we're moving on to the muscles which move the upper limbs. Biceps brachii, flexes the forearm at the elbow. Brachialis, flexes the forearm at the elbow. Deltoid, it abducts the humerus, flex or extend the humerus, and is also a site for injections. Extensors are several muscles on the dorsal surface of the forearm which extend either the wrist or the fingers. Flexors are several muscles on the anterior surface of the forearm which flex either the wrist or the fingers. Infraspinatus laterally rotates the humerus. Latissimus dorsi extends and adducts the humerus. It also pulls the shoulder down and back. Levator scapulae elevates the scapula. Pectoralis major pulls the arm forward and across the chest, abducts and medially rotates the humerus. Pectoralis minor pulls the scapula forward and downward, raises the ribs. Rhomboides major raises and adducts the scapula. Serratus anterior pulls the scapula anteriorly and downward. Subscapularis medially rotates the humerus. Supraspinatus abducts the humerus. Teres major extends, adducts, and medially rotates the humerus. Teres minor laterally rotates the humerus. Trapezius are several muscles of the scapula, rotation, elevation, and depression. Triceps brachii extends the forearm at the elbow.
Muscles which move the lower limbs. Adductors. The adductor longus, magnus, and brevis. They all adduct and flex the thigh.
Magnus, longus, and you can't see the brevis on the model.
Gastrocnemius. It is responsible for plantar flexing the foot, and it flexes the leg at the knee via the Achilles tendon.
Sorry, that was a mistake.
Gluteus maximus extends the thigh at the hip. Gluteus medius abducts the thigh and is a site for injections. Gracilis adducts the thigh. The hamstrings are responsible for flexing the leg and extending the thigh. They are made up of the biceps femoris, which extends the thigh, flexes the knee, and laterally rotates the leg. The semitendinosus, which extends the thigh, flexes the knee, and medially rotates the leg. And the semimembranous, which also extends the thigh, flexes the knee, and medially rotates the leg. The iliopsoas is composed of the iliacus and the psoas major muscles. The iliacus flexes the thigh or the torso at the hip. Psoas major flexes the thigh or the torso at the hip as well. Quadriceps femoris extend the leg at the knee. The quadriceps are made up of the rectus femoris, which extends the knee and flexes the thigh at the hip, the vastus lateralis extends and stabilizes the knee, the vastus medialis, which extends and stabilizes the knee, and the vastus intermedius, which also extends and stabilizes the knee. The sartorius crosses the legs talar Indian fashion. The tensor fascia latae abducts the thigh. And then the tibialis anterior is responsible for dorsiflexion of the foot.
Moving on to muscles of the abdomen. The external oblique tenses the abdominal walls and compresses the abdominal contents. The internal oblique tenses the abdominal walls and compresses.
Excuse us.
Internal obliques also tense the abdominal wall and compress the abdominal contents. Rectus.
We did so well. Okay, go ahead.
Rectus abdominis tenses the abdominal wall, compresses abdominal contents, also flexes.
What is that? We're almost done.
Flexes the torso at the waist, as in sit-ups. I apologize. Transverse abdominis tenses the abdominal walls and compresses the abdominal contents. Now, muscles of respiration, we have the diaphragm, which enlarges the volume of the thoracic cavity to cause inhalation. We have intercostals. An external intercostal causes forceful inhalation. The internal intercostal causes forceful exhalation.